Hey guys! So recently Microsoft released their open source text to image model called Lens, and it is a smaller 3.8B parameter model. Despite being this small, the model can generate some pretty good results. In this video, let's see where we can get the model and how to use it in ComfyUI. So let's get started. The download link for Lens is available in the description. So open that link, and you will see a page like this. To download the files, click on Files and Versions. First, let's focus on the lens model. Open the Diffusion Models folder. Here, we can find two major lens models. One is a normal model, and the other is a distilled model, which is called Lens Turbo. The model named Lens BF16 is the normal model, and it needs higher steps and higher CFG values for generating images. So, if you want to use the normal model, download it and put it inside the Diffusion Models folder of ComfyUI. Also, there is a smaller quantized model which is an MXFP8. If your hardware supports it, you can try that too. Now, about the turbo model, which is a distilled model and can generate images with 4 steps and a 1.0 CFG value. So, if you want to use the turbo model, download the turbo and put it inside the Diffusion Models folder of ComfyUI. Also, there is a smaller quantized model of turbo, which is an MXFP8. If your computer supports it, you can try that too. So, the next model we need is the text encoder. Let's go back to the parent folder, then open the text encoders folder. This is the text encoder that we need for Lens, which is GPT-OSS20B NVFP4. So, download the text encoder and put it inside the text encoders folder of ComfyUI. Next, we need the VAE model. Let's go back to the parent folder and open the VAE folder. This is the same VAE model used for Flux 2 Klein models, so if you have this, then you don't need to download a new one. If you don't have it, download the Flux 2 VAE model and put it inside the VAE folder of ComfyUI. Now, let's switch to ComfyUI and start using Lens. So, I've already built a workflow for using Lens here. You can download the workflow from the description. Let's have an overview of it. Let's zoom in right here. Here we have the Load Diffusion Model node for loading the Lens model. In this node, I have selected the Lens Turbo model. If you want to use the normal model instead of Turbo, you can choose it here. Remember, when using the normal model, you need to increase the steps and CFG values. Next, for loading the text encoder, we are using the Load Clip node. In the Load Clip node, I have selected the GPT-OSS20B model with the type Lens. Then, for loading the VAE model, we are using the Load VAE node. Then we have the positive prompt for writing prompts, where we describe the image we want to generate. Because I'm using a distilled model right now, I don't need the negative prompt. Also, for improving the image generation further, we will be using the Model Sampling Flux node. Next, we have the K-Samper, where we set the seed value, steps, and CFG. I set the seed to change on random, so every generation a random seed will be used. As I said before, the steps we need for Turbo is just 4, and the CFG value is 1.0. For the sampler, I am using Euler, and the scheduler is simple, although you can experiment with other samplers and schedulers. Remember, I am currently testing this model myself to see how capable it is. The denoise value is 1.0. Then, for creating an empty latent image, we have the Empty Latent Image node. In this node, we can set the output resolution. Currently, 1440 for both width and height is the best resolution. When I tried going beyond that, the output image often had a lot of distortions. To set the output resolution, use the primitive width and primitive height nodes. We will also use the primitive nodes to set the width and height in Model Sampling Flux. Then we have the VAE decode node for transforming the generated latent into an image. Finally, we have the Save Image node for saving the generated images, so it's a very simple workflow to understand. Here you can see I already generated an image. Let's try generating another one. Let's change the prompt. I have a lot of prompts in my notepad. Let's copy one of them, then paste it in the positive prompt. Now let's run the workflow and see the result. So, here's the result we got. Well, I like the contrast of the image, although it does have some issues going on. As for the generation time, it was around 25 seconds, which is really fast. Now let's try another prompt. Let's open the notepad and copy another prompt, then paste it inside the positive prompt, and let's run the workflow to see the result. So, here we go. This result is quite good. I like the contrast and the saturation of this image. So, what do you guys think about this image? It's pretty good. I mean, such a small model did a good job. As for the generation time, it was around 25 seconds. Now let's try another prompt. Let's copy this prompt of a molten chocolate, paste it inside the positive prompt, and run the workflow. And here we got a yummy result. I mean, this one is really good too. Nicely done by the model. The contrast and the colors are really nicely done, you know? Now, what about the text rendering capability of this model? So, let's try another prompt containing text. Let's open the notepad and copy a prompt for an advertisement, then paste it inside the positive prompt, and let's run the workflow. So, here we go. The generation is completed. As you can see here, the phone and water splash look good, but the text rendering is a little off. There are mistakes in it, and the alignment is also not good. Except for the text, I do like how the phone is showcased. Well, remember, even the official examples I saw on the lens-hugging face repo had some issues in the photos, so we can expect bad results from the model. Also, let me show you another workflow which contains the high-res fix. This workflow contains a high-res fix, which means we can generate pretty high-resolution images that the model would struggle with natively. So, let's try another prompt to show you the high-res fix. Let's copy this one, paste it inside the positive prompt, and then let's run the workflow. The generation is finished. Now let's have a look at it. Here you can see that I have generated an image with a higher resolution, and the result is pretty good looking. Yes, I do know there are some problems in this gigantic machine, but overall it is a nice result. Also, there is a slight color variation in this result, which I noticed when I tried to generate such high-resolution images. I think increasing the denoise value can solve it. Remember, you can also do your own experiments. Just use the workflow as a starting guide. Also, I have the normal lens workflow here. As you can see, I'm using higher steps and a higher CFG in the K-sampler. I also have this simple image-to-image workflow, which you can download from the description. Well, it is not perfect, but you guys can try it. So guys, that's all. It was a quick tutorial to start using the lens model. Try the workflow and the model and let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and see you soon with another video.